Under announcements, we're going to receive a presentation from the fire chief and police chief regarding the city's requirements for use of safe and sane fireworks and the zero tolerance policy. Chiefs?
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. The San Bruno Police and Fire Departments are keenly aware of the heightened sensitivity and awareness to fireworks due to safe and sane fireworks being legal in the city of San Bruno. And officers from the San Bruno Police Department will be strictly enforcing the prohibited use of illegal, dangerous fireworks and the improper use of safe and sane fireworks in the days prior to and during the 4th of July holiday. Police staffing levels have been increased to accommodate enforcement efforts. All days off have been canceled, and I'd like to acknowledge and thank all staff for the sacrifice they make every year to spend this holiday away from their families, even if it is their scheduled day off. Officers will be deployed in marked and unmarked vehicles, on bicycles, and on foot. We will be doing everything legally available to us. We will be using every legal means to enforce fireworks throughout the holiday. Safe and sane fireworks can be used from June 28th through July 3rd between the hours of 12 p.m. and 9 p.m. and from noon until 11 p.m. on the 4th of July holiday. Safe and sane fireworks are only allowed on private property, and when used should be a minimum of 10 feet from any structure or combustible material. Safe and sane fireworks are not allowed on any public street, park, school, parking lot, or any vacant area open to the public. The City Council has authorized the issuance of fines for violations of firework regulations, and individuals who violate this law regarding both safe and sane fireworks or who are caught with dangerous or illegal fireworks are subject to arrest and or a fine of $1,000. The police department this year will have non-uniform personnel as well deployed in the field looking for violations. While an individual may not be caught in the act by a uniformed officer, he or she may be cited after the fact if they had been observed committing a violation by a non-uniformed officer who subsequently directs uniformed personnel to issue the citation. This may even include receiving a citation on the dates following the 4th of July if officers were unable to issue the citation on the 4th. Video will be used when possible to document these violations to assist with post-citation hearings after the fact. This strategy will also be employed to enforce Municipal Code Section 6.51.030 that applies to anyone that allows, causes, maintains, or permits a violation to exist or continue by any act or omission. For example, if you're inviting folks over for any type of 4th of July celebration and you are allowing the use of illegal fireworks on your property, you would be subject to the $1,000 fine pursuant to this code section. Over the next few days, officers will be contacting residents in areas where the use of illegal fireworks have been frequently used in past years to review with residents the existing statutes and to alert them of our dedicated enforcement efforts. We've identified approximately 15 locations where we'll be making contact with folks this year prior to and leading up to the holiday. Public notices have also been distributed via San Bruno Cable, the police department's social media outlets. A mailer has been issued to all residents, and that mailer has also been posted on the San Bruno webpage. I would now like to turn it over to Fire Chief Cresta to give you an update on the fire department's plans.
Thanks, Chief, Mayor, council members. Good evening. Here to provide you an update on what's been done and ongoing as far as the fire department perspective for the holiday. On June 7th, Fire Marshal Jason Williams, along with Lieutenant Johansson from the police department, conducted a fireworks safety seminar for the 2 firework vendors and the representatives from the 16 permitted groups operating fire booths. The groups were provided safety literature and posters for the booths. Staff has distributed or is in the process of distributing about 300 of these warning flyers throughout all our public-private schools in the community. This is the flyer here, warning about the use of illegal fireworks and the potential fines. This year, additionally, we've also reached out to all our shopping malls in the San Mateo Avenue corridor to post the warning signs in windows where permitted from stores. As the chief said, cable TV is running the PSAs through July, or through June and into July. On the 28th, all the booths will be inspected by the fire marshal, and there'll be subsequent inspections daily after that initial inspection leading up to the 4th. We will be upstaffed on the 4th, including myself, the fire marshal, and we're also staffing an extra engine. The extra engine is there to respond to firework related or fire calls, to keep available other resources available for the other calls, emergencies, medical emergencies, and the other stuff that happens along the way. We'll be coordinating with PD that night as well. We'll attend the cooperative briefing, and our people will be in contact. Illegal fireworks that are confiscated by the police department or turned in through other means will be collected, weighed, and transported to our magazine, reported to the state, and delivered to the county sheriff's office for disposal. Just some reminders regarding safety of use of safe and sane fireworks. Residents will be provided with a safety brochure when they purchase those fireworks, and they should review those. You should have a hose nearby. In the past, and we've gotten pretty good at this, but we don't want to discard those fireworks immediately into your toter because that could cause a fire. So it's great to have a bucket full of water to dispose those in. And then just remember to be careful, try to keep the streets open for emergency vehicles, and be safe. And that's all I have. Do you have any questions for the two of us?
Any questions of the chiefs from council? Marty?
Just a clarification on when reporting fireworks, is it preferable to call 911 or is it preferable to call dispatch?
The phone call will go to the same dispatcher working at the police department. However, we usually reserve 911s for emergency calls. So the best number to use would be 616-7100 if you're calling in a non-emergency call, as you would for any other non-emergency call.
Got it. There was some chatter on next door about when you should call 911 and when you should call the dispatcher, but call the dispatch 616-7100 just to report it. But if it's a real emergency, then you dial 911, right?
Yeah, 365 days a year.
Absolutely.
If it's a real emergency, call 911.
Got it.
If there's nobody in any type of jeopardy, please don't call 911 because it just overflows the 911 system. All those calls come in, but those do take priority over business line calls.
Got it. And then my last question is, so if a resident out there right now is aware of a recurring problem of a neighbor or somebody across the street or down the street, who should that resident call to try to get the police to go by and advise that house that there's some stiff penalties for lighting off fireworks?
The contact we make with individuals regarding violations are based on prior experience and history that we've had with residents. We don't advocate that residents call for neighbors to have the police knock on their door, because we won't do that, because that as you can understand, can be abused. So if there is somebody breaking the law and you want and you're reporting that, please do that. But if you call us ahead of time to go knock on somebody's door, anticipating that they're going to do something wrong, we don't do that. That's not a practice of ours.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Laura?
Just a comment. Over the last several years, I've had an opportunity on 2 different occasions on 4th of July to drive from Kaiser Redwood City to San Bruno. And I'm amazed by the amount of illegal fireworks in other cities that don't sell safe and sane fireworks. So I know it's a big deal, and I know it's a big issue in every city. I just want to commend the fire department as well as the police department, because every year it just gets better in terms of the communication, the enforcement of tracking down illegals. It's a tough thing, and I get it. And I think all residents like myself who live in San Bruno are concerned. I wasn't happy about being woken up at 4 a.m. Last week about the fireworks that went on for probably 5 to 10 long minutes. It's not fun, and I have dogs. I have a dog that'll spend the entire night in a shower as she's found her safest place because of the 4 walls that protect her. So we get it. So I think just continue doing what we're doing, and I think it's a positive experience for kids to grow up with safe and sane fireworks. It's the illegals we just have to track down and knock out. So keep it up, and I appreciate both presentations.
Any other questions or comments? And then also should have received, I know I received mine in the mail, which was the mailer that also the city sent out to every person in this community to remind them of this as well. So that is our effort and campaign in order to try to educate, alert, and remind folks of what is right, what is wrong, what is legal, and what is not. Thank you to both chiefs.